Okay, so today we're going to be working on exponentials. And this is set 1, so that's approximately year 11 level, or like starting to learn year 11 level. So before we go into anything more advanced, such as solving equations, I'd just like to make sure we all know exactly what an exponential is. And this is what I mean. 4 to the power of 3 is 4 times 4 times 4, and this 3 tells us how many of them there are. So let's express the rest of these in the same fashion. So 2 to the power of 5 is 2 times 2 times 2, and we know there are 5 of them. Okay? Pretty simple. So my camera is moving a little bit, so I'm just going to adjust it a bit. That's a bit better. Okay. 2 times 3 squared. So it's important to note that this 2 isn't being squared, it's only happening to the 3. You see how it's separate? So if we were to write it, it'd be 2 times 3 times 3. I can solve these as well if you guys like. 32 is equals 18. Okay, x to the power of 4. Well, it's nothing different, this is just a number, so let's just say this tells us how what thing we're multiplying, so it's x, and there are 4 of them. Why is it so unsteady? Maybe this will work better. Okay, we'll try it this way. 4 to the power of a. Oh, it's missing an equals. Should be equals here. 4 to the power of a. So this tells us that there are 4, and it's a bit hard to represent. But if you get the concept, it's essentially saying 4 times 4 times 4, and there's a of them. Okay? So that's one way to represent it. Okay, y to the power of minus 3. So sometimes this minus confuses people, and they want to put minus y to the 3. So this is wrong. Okay, don't do that. What we want, this minus, is it puts the 3 on the y to the 3 on the bottom. First we put it on the bottom, like it becomes a fraction, and then we get rid of the minus. Make sense? So this is the right one. So I'll put it over here. And finally this bottom one, 4 times 8 to the 2/3. So before we continue, I just want to make sure you all understand what 8 to the 1/3 is. So let's do it over here. 8 to the 1/3 is the third root of 8. Okay? So 8 to the 2/3 is like 8 squared to the power of 1/3, which is the third root of 8 squared. You see, 8 to the 1/3 gives us third root of 8. 8 squared to the 1/3 gives third root of 8 squared. Or we could write it like this. It could be 8 to the power of 1/3 squared. When you multiply these things out, it still becomes the same thing, but that also equals 8 to the 1/3 is the third root of 8. And then we square everything. So you see how that works? So that explains what fractions are in exponentials. They just become square roots. Okay, fraction is a square root, whatever. This number becomes that number. This number becomes that number. So, taking that bottom 3, we're going to put it into the square root, and we get third root of 8. And then we take that top number, and we just square this. So this becomes 4 times third root of 64. And if you cube root 64, that becomes 4. Yeah, so that becomes 4 times 4 equals 16. Okay, you see how that works? And I know strictly it's not in the same format, but this is the basics that you should know. So you can try some of these questions on the next set that I put up. Where is it? Here it is. So the Have a Go set. They're similar questions, and you can try them, and just make sure you understand what's going on. Or you can just try these again and just copy with me. But I'll be going to basic algebra next.